Today, Tuesday, the 3rd of December 2024, we have some handpicked events to share with you, which will be backed up by some stats and analytics to help you make your picks in this list to boost your winning by a greater percent. And to those of you who want to have access to our handpicked match prediction events based on big league events like Premier League, Champions League, Europa League, Conference League, Bundesliga, and other big league events with huge odds to take your winning to the next level, then of course you want to make sure to join the Level 2 Pro membership package plan to start to have access to all of these to take your winning to the next level. To those of you who want to join, the link is below this video description. You want to go ahead, navigate and click to become a member and start to have access to all of these features to take your winning to the next height. So without wasting time, I'm going to begin with the first match pick of today's list. Looking at the first event, we are looking at England in the Professional Developmental League, a match between Burnley U21 against Birmingham. In this event, of course, the performance of the home Burnley have proved to be very offensive based on recent events they have had, scoring between 3 to 5 goals, 3, 2, and 5 goals per each event. The offensive power is very high. Looking at that of Birmingham, on the other hand, they also have good offense in terms of goal scoring 2, 3, and 2 goals per each event. Comparing the stats of these two in terms of recent event game played, comparing their form, of course, looking at the form table here, we are going to see that Burnley, which is the home team, sits on a better stand, and looking at the home play position of Burnley, they maintain a third position. They have had 5 events recently, having 4 lead, scoring up till 17 goals and conceding 6. That's a good offense. And looking to that of the away, which of course sits here on the 8th position, have a very weak defense. They've had 5 game play, just 1 lead, 9 goals scored, and they have conceded up to 16. The defensive power of the away team is very slack, and as a result, we are looking at 2 major picks here in full time. For this particular event, Burnley, which is the home, have a very great defense in terms of home game play. The opponent, on the other hand, have a very weak defense, and as a result, we want to look at the home to take advantage of the weak defense of the away to lead this game in full time as one of the major picks. And we also want to look at the possibility of 1.5 goal in full time or 2.5 goals in full time. These are our major pick for this particular event. Looking at the next, we look at Switzerland in the Super League Women, a match between Rapperswil Jona women against Zurich. The home team, of course, recently have proved that they are very weak in defense, conceding up to 3 to 5 goals per each game play. The opponent, on the other hand, proved to be a very offensive team, scoring 3 goals per each event. And now, looking at the last head-to-head which they had just this same year, Zurich play at home elite against its opponent by 3 goals to 0. This time, it still have a very good form and it is going away. Comparing the stance of these two in terms of recent game played, of course, looking at the form table comparison by Zurich and Rapperswil Jona, of course, Zurich, the away team, proved that based on form, based on the way game played, they are better as compared to the home team based on its home form. Looking now at Zurich, based on the away game played, of course, let's give a very little weight why this load and we look at that. Zurich here proved to be a very good and offensive team, sitting on the 4th place. They have had 5 games recently at away and 4 lead. The offensive power is good and the defense is average. Comparing to that of the home game played, which is Jona women, of course, its performance at home, take that of the seat here based on its position. Let's look at the loading of this. Now, looking at the home team, you're going to see that the defense is very weak. 13 goals conceded for home game played prove that they have a weak defense. And looking here at everything in place, we want to look at 2 major picks in full time. For this particular event game played, Zurich women, the away is still very offensive. And looking at the fact that it have a very high offensive power and the defense of the home is weak, we want to look at Zurich to take advantage of the weak defense of the home to lead this game in full time as one of the major picks, as well as looking at the possibility of 1.5 goal or 2 goals over to occur in this match in full time. Looking at the next here, we look at Euro qualification women, Norway women against Northern Ireland women. The performance of the home team, Norway, based on recent events they have had in this Europa League women, as you can see here, prove that Norway is very offensive, scoring 4, 9, and 5 goals per each event. Its opponent, on the other hand, is very conceding, And looking at the recent gameplay they just had head-to-head this same year, Norway play at away and they lead Northern Ireland women by 4 goals to 0. This time it is coming home and still having a very good form. We are still looking at Norway, which is the home team. Looking at this is the second leg gameplay here. Norway is very offensive at home as compared to Northern Ireland at away, and as a result, want to look at two major picks here in full time. For this particular event, the first leg ended as 4-0, while Norway had the lead when they played at away. This time it is coming home and still having very high offensive power. We still want to look at Norway as the favorite to still lead in full time, or looking at the possibility of at least 1.5 goal or 2 goals over for this particular event in full time. Looking at the next, we looked at Germany Cup, a match between Bayern Munich against Bayer Leverkusen. Bayern Munich, based on recent events they've had, proved that they're good, and they've had gameplay in the Champions League, as you can see here, against strong teams like PSG, where they had a lead. Also, in the Bundesliga itself, they have proved to be good. The opponent, on the other hand, is also a good team, which score also at least between 2 to 5 goals per each event, also in the Champions League, as you can see here, and also in the Bundesliga. Looking at the recent head-to-head which they had, this same here, they have met twice this same year. Leverkusen lead by 3-0 when he came at home, and recently they just had a game, 2 goals were scored. This time, Bayern Munich is coming home and Leverkusen is going away. And comparing the form of Bayern Munich at home, they are a very offensive team when they come at the home, and they have lead almost every game at home. But Leverkusen recently, based on the way, is not as tough as compared to the home game play by Bayern Munich. And looking at here at everything in place, we want to look at two major picks in full time. For this particular event, Bayern Munich and Leverkusen have proved to be a good team in terms of offense. And the fact that the last head-to-head which they meet, Leverkusen this same year had one lead, but Bayern just had draw with Leverkusen recently. Of course, Bayern Munich need also to try every possibility to see how they can lead against Leverkusen. So want to look at Bayern Munich to lead here in full time. But of course, goals probability is the next best possibility, which we want to look at least 1.5 goal in full time or 2 goals over. And to those of you who want to have access to our game pick prediction based on big league events like Champions League, Premier League, Europa League, Conference League, Bundesliga, and other big league events with huge odds to take your winning to the next level, then of course you want to make sure to subscribe to the Level 2 Pro membership package plan to have access to all of these gameplay features with huge odds to take your winning to the next level. The link is below. You can click, navigate, and join as a member of Level 2 Pro plan to start to have access to all of these features. So good luck and see you again in the next upload, and bye-bye for now.